Okay, we're gonna look at some of the video footage now here. This is basically one of the best features I think of this camera is the time lapse feature. So basically you can set up time lapse, and when the car is not being moved or whatever it's doing, it's just sitting there, instead of having all this data continuously recording, it goes into a time lapse mode and captures pretty much everything. And then you can go back and watch it really quick. You can slow it down, and if you had something going on, like somebody walked past your car that didn't look right, or someone tried to pull the door handle, you can hopefully maybe capture them on camera here, save it, and do what you need to do. All right, this is footage again from my Cobra. This is my other camera dash cam to show you a difference between the two. Look at it's a little bit grainy. Now it's getting a little bit dark, but not bad. But I'm trying to zoom in here to capture a license plate, and I really can't get it until I get real close to the back of the car. Now I pretty much now can grab that plate. I was trying to zoom in before to see if I can zoom in. This is an overcast day. This is with the 70, and I want to go ahead and try to capture that plate. So a little bit of numbers there. Try to capture it again. I can make it out a little bit. The truck, I can zoom in. I can make out more of the numbers. Nothing's perfect, but I'm getting better quality footage from the 70 versus the Cobra. Now you can capture audio if you want. I choose not to do that, so I don't capture anything I say that's not intelligent or stupid. More of the time-lapse feature. So I went to Wegmans to go to grocery shopping, got out. I want to capture this real quick to see if I can grab it. Their license plates. Boom. Pretty clear. I can easily get that information if I needed it. This is the Cobra. I just kind of sped up this. It was actually just recorded. It doesn't do time-lapse feature, but I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, all right guys, we're going to move into the app now and how to connect to the device from your application of your phone. I'm going to go right now and try to connect. I'm doing a voiceover with the MacBook Pro, so we'll see how this sounds. All right, once you enter, it kind of goes into your album and your photos. At this point, you can either choose to take a look at your pictures and look at your album, and it kind of gives you a live view of what's going on right now. Here's inside of your device settings. You can go into here, and then basically that was the three dots up to the top to your right where you clicked on. And here you can go into all the settings to update your system, synchronize your driving route, which I'm trying to do right now, and I'll go through that. Having a little bit of trouble with that. I'm going to get out here. I'm going to try to go into the tire pressure monitoring. All right, so now I'm going to get into when you view your data. So the purple shows the time lapse recording. The yellow is the parking surveillance, and then you can see the loop recording, which is actually the live recording that it does when you drive. And then any emergency recordings that kind of come on by itself from a disturbance at night or whatever. One of the best features of this dash cam is this time-lapse recording. To me, it allows you to get a long view of recording when your car's sitting there without having taken that much room, and you can easily breeze through it when you want to. This was a parking surveillance. I think I rocked the car before I left. That's why it captured that. So it's actually a video versus a time lapse. And then it switched into time lapse mode after that time ran out, where it just captures while I was inside actually getting my MacBook Pro. This is the first day I'm using it, so. All right, this kind of shows you all the different stuff that's available before it runs out. And then from there, you can download the videos. You can add the special features right here, which shows you your like speed and compass heading, that kind of stuff. I'm having trouble getting that to download on the actual video itself. So that's something I'm now trying to work on. And it's still showing me kilometers per hour when I have went into settings and selected miles per hour. So that's one other thing that I'm looking into. Here you can get your different videos or photos of events, your parking. You can go that route to access your videos, or you can use the timeline. See, I'm making sure there it's set to miles per hour. to show you, but it's still coming up on kilometers. All right, from this account, I'm going to try to add, this is where you add your sensors for your tire pressure monitoring. Now, I try to do this with my Toyota 4Runner right here. So you can scan a code if you have a code from your actual devices you're about to put on, like the little caps. You can also enter an ID number, which I couldn't find for my 4Runner yet. And then it also says it does an automatic, which I'm going to try here in a second, where you need to lower the tire pressure or increase the tire pressure to 3 to 5 seconds to get it to register. Test. Okay. From this point, I'm gonna try to go in and get my driving route, which would show me my route, how fast I was going, all that kind of stuff, and what route I was taking. So I go in here and I need to synchronize the route data. So I'm gonna have to go back into the camera, to the menu system, and then grab that information and let it sync. So I have to reconnect. All right, we're connecting, getting back in. I'm gonna go to up top where you get to the menu system. Scroll on down and look for synchronizing route data. Right there, synchronizing driving route data. I'm gonna turn it on this time automatic for over Wi-Fi. And I told it to go ahead and synchronize data now. So I'm gonna go back out and get back into the account again to see if I can see the route data at this point. Driving route, and we'd have no route data available. So from this point, I went ahead and took a little drive to make sure I needed to get new data synced up, and then we'll come back and try that. All right, so I want to head out here, and I'll go ahead and I'll zoom in on this to kind of show you what it looks like on a live view. But I took a little drive real quick to see if I can gain some route data since I hadn't not connected it before, because I wasn't sure if it could go back to old data. It had to be basically generated now. So we're taking this quick drive. I'll speed up the process and we'll come back. This is not the best quality because it's basically live data captured from my phone. It's nothing to do with the camera system. All right, I'm gonna go ahead back to the house, quick little drive, and see if I can now connect and find my route. So nothing's there. So let me go back in and make sure I again route my data or synchronize my data. So after a couple of firmware updates, this is now working correct. So you can see here it's tracking the route that I took over the weekend. We went all over the place, as you can tell. It's ridiculous. Back and forth, dropping people off, picking people up. So this kind of gives you that whole track of which way you took. And I think you can get, miles per hour out of the deal too. So that's kind of scary for the person you're tracking to find out how fast they were driving. So it kind of gives you a lowdown of the trip. Okay, now I want to go ahead and go into the footage and download some footage to my phone so I can use it. So if you had something happen, maybe on the scene, whatever, you go into this menu system here, you kind of pick what you want, you hit the button right to the right down below, and you hit download, and you can pick your duration. Want 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. So just be careful how much you pick because it takes a little while to download. It's not super fast. So it will take a little bit of time to download this to your phone. But you can do it right there on the spot. You don't have to pull an SD card or take the thing out, go to a computer, that kind of thing. You can do it really quickly and give it to the police and move on. All right, this is some footage. This is the Cobra, just to show you the difference in quality of footage. Sunset area here. We're going to switch over to the 70. This is zoomed in. Try to grab the plate. That's what it normally looks like from a farther distance. So it does a pretty good job if you need to zoom in and grab a license plate from that angle. This is more with the 70 at night to kind of show you the quality of the image. I wonder if I can adjust the footage here, not by 4:3, I can go 16:9. I gotta look into that. This is the DJI Action 2. I want to show what it looks like and how the quality difference. Boom, I could jump in there and try to grab a plate. It's still nothing great, so it kind of shows you that even a DJI Action 2, which is built for 4K footage like this 70 camera is pretty darn close. This is a DJI Action 2 right here also. So you're still not getting that full zoom in feature, right? I have it hidden behind my rearview mirror, so I don't even see it. This is my Cobra Dash Cam that I normally use, and that's the one you saw in the video. I like how this one stores out of the way. And there's nothing wrong with this, but it can easily get knocked around, moved around like that. So if you put down the visor, and then you pull it back up, and then that's happened before where I did not recording. So it's just where you place it, but I like how this one is mounted hard where you really can't move it at all. So the features that I love the most, again, I've talked about it before, is a surveillance feature of how it does a time lapse. So that's really nice to have when you want to capture that video that normally when the Cobra shuts off, it shuts off. You can do a parking feature where it shakes the car, then it starts recording. But most dash cams have that, but they don't have the time-lapse feature that I know of, where you can continuously capture data after the car is shut off. So I'm really happy to have the hardware kit. That way I don't have to worry about wires anymore. Once I have it connected, it is connected and done. And then to capture that surveillance stuff when a car is turned off. I could spin the car around in my driveway and point the other direction like I had in the video, and that way I get more of like a security feature with this, not just a dash cam. So it plays a couple different roles for me. So I'm recording this part now a couple of weeks later after I had a chance to use it for a while. I had problems with it connecting, calibrating to use this part of the system here, where right here where you can calibrate it and it would tell you lane departure, all that kind of stuff, tracking for you. So long story short, did all the firmware updates for this, and then I realized I didn't really have it adjusted correctly. You see the line that's on the trunk of my car? It's actually supposed to be right at the edge of the nose of the vehicle. So after I updated, and then right here I'm about to switch over and move into where it's on the line. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust it here to put right about there. And then from this point, I drove around a little bit, but I had to get back because it was late at night. So I actually forgot about it the next day, and my wife drove the car, and my kids came and told me saying, "Hey, why is the thing talking to us saying lane departure?" I'm like, "Oh, it's working." So I got in the car, drove around a little while, and I'll play a couple of those sounds that it makes here. But it'll basically tell you lane departure if your car drives over the lane. Now, obviously, it has no idea if you're changing lanes on purpose, like with a blinker, like in some cars. It's going to tell you anyway, regardless, right? And then it does, when the vehicle is approaching, like you're closing in on the vehicle pretty fast, it will alert you on that. When you're at the stoplight and let's say a vehicle moves on and you're not paying attention, you're not moving, it'll tell you the vehicle in front of you has moved on. And then pedestrians, so if you're in an area where pedestrians are walking around, it will say watch pedestrians in the area. Now, it's nothing like earth-shattering, right? So, but it's a good safety, especially if you're younger and you have a younger driver and you're just learning how to drive and paying attention, that all this stuff is going to help a little bit. If it one time where it says lane departure and she looks up from looking at her cell phone, which she got a text, and you know they do it, you don't tell them not to do it, but they're going to do it, maybe that will actually save a head-on collision or whatever. Right, it takes one little thing, indicator, and then boom, it's worth millions of dollars, that kind of thing. So this is me driving around at night. It's kind of the look I get at night. Some of the starburst here, probably from the windshield being kind of dirty. It's pollen season, so I wouldn't hold that too much against the camera. But it is a camera at nighttime, so not too many cameras perform well at night unless you have a large sensor. But from what I can see here, it's not too bad. It gives you the good image of what you're looking at. Now it takes a little bit to get the license plate, but it's very doable for a situation where something has happened and you want to capture it to prove your point that you were not at fault. Let's switch to day here in a sec. So this is day outside, bright, sunshine, should perform the best. It's a little bit too bright, but we're not looking here for cinematic footage, right? We're looking to capture as much as we can. Here's me trying to capture a plate cropped in. Can't really see it too much there. Here's another image of, I'm gonna try to capture the image of this like white Volkswagen as I go by. So a good wide view, so you can capture all 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes here. And then I can make out the image from that point. I'm gonna try again when I get a little bit closer, and then boom, it can tell 6932 as the last 4, and I didn't really catch the rest of it. But I'm sure I can make it out. And then here I kind of played with the colors a little bit in contrast to see what it looks like. Okay, that's it for this dash cam. Pretty extensive look at a dash cam, right? Than most. So please like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Again, the best parts of this dash cam to me are the resolution and then the time lapse, like parking surveillance thing, 24 hours long that you can run and capture almost like a surveillance footage of sorts. So you can use that in front of your house to either watch the street of your house or whatever. So you kind of have 2-in-1 combo. You got a dash cam and you have a surveillance thing or security camera for your house. The ADAS word, lane departure stuff, can be used by some folks. I think a lot of folks may get annoyed after a while and they may turn off her saying lane departure, lane departure. I kind of wish you could turn off that part of it, like you can choose what she's going to tell you. I would get rid of lane departure for my sake. I would leave it on for the kids, but me, I would probably turn it off because that's the most thing that comes on the most. But it is a good safety feature. The GPS built in where it also tracks your route is really cool. So again, if you want to see where your kids have gone, if they're older and you're trying to track where they said they went, don't tell them about this feature. Download the app, get the sync over, and then you can see where the route they took and even the speed that they drove. Whew, that's dangerous. And the other thing is the built-in storage. I don't have to worry about an SD card for this guy. I don't have to, the SD card not getting like burnt out because it's been overwritten and overwritten and overwritten so many times that eventually it'll fail. All built in, all ready to go. Right. Anyway, that's it. Hope you liked it. Any more questions about a dash cam, you guys let me know, and we'll move on to the next video here. Have a good one.